Hey guys, welcome. So I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. And in this video, I'm going to discuss two very important problem solving strategies, regardless of what standardized exam you're taking, so long as it's a math test. SAT, ACT, GRE, GMAT, anything, right? Okay. And so these two super important strategies are ways of getting unstuck when you're stuck on a question. Now, of course, the question has to be one set up for you to use these two strategies, but plenty of questions are set up that way. And the two strategies are called backsolving and picking numbers. I cannot emphasize how useful they are, but see for yourself. Let's begin with backsolving. So to demonstrate, let's look at this SAT question. It's actually from an SHSAT practice test book, but doesn't matter, right? It suffices to demonstrate how backsolving works. So first, read the question. Now, in a previous video, I showed you two very cool ways of figuring out the greatest common factor given two or more numbers, right? So watch that if you'd like to very directly solve this problem. But again, the point here is to demonstrate backsolving, right? So how do we solve this? Well, the solution is backsolve. How do we do that? Well, pay attention to the question. It says the largest integer. So from the given answer choices, clearly 16 is the largest integer, right? And since factor means that the number divides the given numbers, then what you should do is backsolve, meaning solve backwards from the answer choices into the question. So start in this question intelligently from 16. So if you do 2160 divided by 16, and then also with 1344 divided by 16 and 1440 divided by 16, you'll see that it will work. A student pointed out that 24 is actually a bigger factor of all three numbers, but in this question, these were the choices, so you start with the given choices, right? So this is how backsolving works, which is where you're working backwards from the answer choices. Sometimes the answer choices are solutions to, say, X, and so what you're backsolving is plugging in X into the given equation and seeing if it works. So this is a super useful strategy when you're stuck on a question. But maybe the next one is even more important and really cool. And that is picking numbers. To demonstrate, let's look at this question. So take the time to read the question and see if you can do it, and here are the answer choices. Now, one way to do this problem, if you don't find it confusing, is just do it, right? So you could just do it. Now, to just do it, notice that we have P people and we have D dollars that they have to contribute to a certain gift. And so then, before the N people decide to break their promise, the contribution from each of the P people would have to be D divided by P, right? Then after the N people flake out, right, then the contribution from each individual is going to have to be D divided by P minus N. Now notice that D divided by P minus N is going to be a larger amount. So then what you want to do is take the positive difference between these two quantities, right? And so that'd be doing this. And it's simple algebra. How you go from this to this is just getting common denominators and simplifying. So I didn't care to show the intermediate steps. I've left that to you. That's fair, right? Now, obviously, then this is answer choice D, so that's the correct answer. So you'd settle. So this is if you choose to just do it. But again, the whole point is demonstrating this second very useful strategy when you're stuck on a question. And the second strategy, again, is called picking numbers. So let's do picking numbers if you found it confusing to do it the first approach, right, that I just showed you. Okay, so what do? Well, you pick numbers for the variables, and always pick numbers that work well together. So here, D equals 100, so a dollar amount of 100 for the gift price, and then P equals 20 for the 20 people, and then N equals 10. You could pick N equals 5, it'd still work well, but these are very good choices for the variables, right? Now we've made it much simpler, because obviously if the gift costs $100 and there are 20 people, then each of them would have to initially contribute $5. But then after 10 people drop out, the 10 flaky N people drop out, then we only have 10 people that are gonna pay towards the gift. So that it'd be 100 divided by 10, which would be $10. So then the extra contribution would be the difference between $10 and $5, which is $5. So whichever is the correct answer needs to give you 5 when you substitute in these picked numbers, right? And so let's see. Well, if you plug them all into answer choice D, which we already know is the correct answer, then you'll find that it gives you 5. Now, caution is that sometimes this strategy might leave 2 answer choices still like surviving, right? After you plug in, maybe 2 of them will work. Well, pick a different set of numbers. And of course, you would not use this strategy on a simple question in the first place, so it's still worthwhile, even though it's a tad bit tedious to pick numbers and then substitute. Yeah? Okay, cool. Now, I hope you found this helpful, and full length SAT solutions to come sometime. And keep watching. Take care.